Hey, what's up guys, Joshua Booster and welcome back to another One Piece video. So with European finals approaching this weekend, I thought it would be time to show off the best deck in the format, which is Shirahoshi, of course. Yeah, obviously it isn't, but the meta really feels a little bit still to me right now. So I've been trying like a lot of decks and I really like this deck. I think it is a lot of fun, and actually I think in OP12 it might be like semi-viable. The reason why it is not right now, I will go over as we go over the leader ability and the deck list. As always, just going to be showing the deck list, and then I'll show some games, just 2 games this time, because I didn't have that much time to record the past few days/weeks. So I just have 2 like fun games to show. And again, there is like no fun in showing this against something like Blue Purple Luffy, because anything that plays removal is just it just annihilates this deck. However, with the OP12 support, I do think it will be a little bit different, because we are getting like some really good Shirahoshi support in that. But for now, yeah, if there is a deck that removes your field, and you know, Blue Purple Luffy, the most popular deck in the format, plays Gravity Blades, which pretty much removes anything you can play down from the field, except for Hoodie Jones. So yeah, not such a good time, but yeah, let's just go over the deck list. First, the leader, in case you're not familiar with it, it cannot attack, which is always a huge downside with these kinds of decks, and at this point we do not have protection. So if they remove your board, it's just kind of game over. But yeah, activate main once per turn. You may rest one of your Don cards and flip the top card of your life face up. You may play up to one of your character cards with the Seeking type, or up to one Megalo character card with a cost equal to or less than the total number of Don cards on your board from your hand. So basically, if you have like 5 Don, you can tap 1 Don to play a 5 cost. If you have 4 Don, you can tap 1 Don to play a 4 cost, etc. Which is actually very powerful. I mean, just playing like this 7k beater with a pretty decent effect, or this 6k beater with pretty good effect. Very strong, and then you have all these really cool cards. The Merfolk type and Fishman. No, it's just Merfolk, I think. That basically generate card advantage by flipping your top card face down. So very cool synergy there. I'm playing 2 Kami, which adds, or Kami, which adds a Fishman or Merfolk card to your hand. So with this card, you're going to be looking for like your Jinbei, your Hoodie Jones, your Neptune, your Charlie, or sometimes the Fukaboshi. Even though I'm not really sure about this card, it will probably get cut. But I'm mostly playing this just to search for a Hoodie Jones, so that I have like some chance to beat Blue Purple, but doesn't happen that often. Then we have the Shirahoshi, which is just like a Bunny Supernova Searcher or Lafitte. You can rest her and 1 Don to look at the top 5 cards and add a Seeking or Fishman Island type card to your hand. So that's cool, because it adds like the Jinbei, the Neptune, the Charlie as well. It just doesn't add the Hoodie Jones, which is a shame. But just a consistency piece, and you really like seeing, basically every turn you want to play out like a Seeking and one of the Fishman Island type cards. Then we have this Lord of the Coast, which says on play you can keep one of your opponent's characters rested, no cost restriction, so you can literally like keep a 10 cost rested, which is pretty nice. And it also has like a trigger effect, which sometimes comes up against stuff like Zoro. Then we have Madara, or the Spotted Neptunian, which basically just adds like a Seeking or a Shirahoshi to your hand on play. Then we have Jinbei. You can rest a 5 cost on play, and then like activate menu, you can give like Character Rush, which is pretty cool. We have this 2k, 7k beater, which usually you don't play out, but like if you don't have anything else to play out, you really do want to play out the Seeking each turn, so it does happen. Hoodie Jones, nothing to say about this. We have this just a searchable 2k, but like sometimes your opponent thinks they're clever to keep your life face up. You can just play this, flip the life face down, draw a card, and then use leader ability anyway. We have Zeus, Charlie, which flips the top card face down and then adds a Fishman Island type card to your hand. So again, this deck is really all about amassing advantage. We have Fukaboshi, which is basically Rebecca's Kiros 3 cost, like your leader stand-in, but this one kind of sucks, to be honest. Megalo. So you can play this with the leader ability, and it's like a 6k blocker in your turn, but you really only play this because it's like the only 3 cost that you can play for your leader ability. Then we have this guy, which is called Longjaw Neptunian in the English card game. You can rest this and flip your top life face down to pop a 3 cost. We have this one, which is one of the best ones, which is called Top Knot Neptunian, which is a blocker, and then you can restand it by flipping the top card face down. The Neptune, I really love this card, very cool. Again, on play, it flips your top life face down, you can draw 2 cards and trash 1 card, so it really cycles through the deck. And then we have this card, You're Not My Type, which is just a free 4k counter randomly, which is, it's mostly just nice because it is searchable by quite a few effects in the deck. So yeah, pretty long talk about the deck, let's just see how it is in action, right? So the first game we have here will be against Lim, which, I mean, is not like the most meta of all decks, right? But it's not like a bad deck. And again, Shirahoshi isn't like one of the meta decks either, so this is like a pretty appropriate matchup. I want to say I want the die roll up to go first, of course, because I am playing against Lim. Started with the Shirahoshi Searcher, which is like fine. So I find like either the Spotted Neptunian or a Megalo here, and Megalo I could immediately play out with the leader effect, but I really value the Spotted Neptunian here a little bit more, because the Megalo is not actually gonna provide that much for me, I feel, on the next turn. So he opts to swing into my Shirahoshi with the 1 cost, and then swings into my leader, which I take, adding the Jinbei to hand, so we have like a little bit of a setup here. I do remember I misplayed, by the way, in this game, which we're going to be seeing later. But yeah, so this turn we have like the option to go like Spotted Neptunian into the blocker, or go like blocker into Charlie, or Spotted Neptunian into Charlie. Like there's quite a few lines, but I opt to go into the blocker so that I can actually apply like a little bit of pressure on the next turn. I think I added like the Bird Neptunian or another of the blocker, I'm not sure, with the Spotted Neptunian. And I keep the life phase up because, like, potentially, and this is where the misplay happens, I want to go, like, swing with the top knot Neptunian. And I also play my turn like that. Next turn, flip the life phase down, play out the Seeking, and then play out Neptune and flip life phase down again to draw to discard 1. But then, in hindsight, just going Jinbei on the next turn is a better play, so I could have kept, like, more resources in my hands. This turn, which I definitely think would have been the better play, because it would have allowed me to keep more characters on the field in the later game. So yeah, a little bit of a misplay in my opinion, which I'm definitely gonna get punished for. So he goes, swings 6 into my leader, and here I'm like, okay, I counter out with like the only 2k in my hand, and now it just becomes super awkward, because I'm like, yeah, I want to do the Neptune play, but then I'm like, oh, I actually go to 7 Don, so for some reason I had like 6 Don in my mind, like, okay, the Jinbei play is just much better, and I'm just like in a pretty awkward position where I just could have used my cards like way more efficiently. And now I just don't. Like it's not like this turn ends up being horrible or anything. So I swing 8 into the Lim there, and then I flip the life face down with the blocker, and I stun the Enel. So like it's not terrible, but it's mostly just resources that I wasted on the last turn that I definitely could have used in a much better way than this. Then he goes Sakazuki, pop my blocker, which is very annoying. He goes 7 into the Madara, which of course I'm just gonna let go. Like I literally can't even counter it out, even if I wanted to. So, not sure what I'm thinking about there. Maybe just bluffing. Then he goes 5 into my leader, and like, yeah. Then he plays out the blocker Dofi. Pick up another Jinbei, which is not the worst. And once again, I think I misplay a little bit here, because I could have... no, actually, I think this is probably fine. I was thinking I could have also played the Neptune and then give the Neptune character rush with the Jinbei. Yeah, that probably would have been better. Because then I could have cycled a few cards as well. But now I do have double Jinbei on field, which is like slightly more powerful than the Neptune. He opts to swing into my Lord of the Coast there. And now, like, he's gonna semi like waste his Dawn. Yeah, I do actually think going into the field here is pretty good, because I only have 4 cards in hand. So if I want to protect my field, it's gonna be really expensive for me, so I do think he played this out correctly. Then I do actually have the 2k for this, but he has the restand Mihawk, so I do end up losing one of the Jinbeis anyway. Or no, but I lose the blocker, yeah. Pick up a 2k. Now I go Hody Jones in the hope that I don't go Hody yet, but I play this turn like a little bit weird. To be fair, I was pretty tired when I was recording this game. Those face down, and then I go 8 into the NL with the Hody, and this probably just should have been 9. And then, for some reason, I don't pop the limb here either. Yeah, I was definitely way too tired when I was recording this. I definitely should have just done the Long John Neptunian to KO the limb. I'm not sure if it would have like really mattered, but definitely would have been better. Because now again I just end up with the face up live, which, I mean, it's not the worst because it means that potentially, oh, he's just gonna attack live. Never mind. It's like if he goes for field again, then I could go Neptune, flip the face down to try to get a card, but goes 9. I'm like, okay, if he has Mihawk, it's just over for me. Having the Fukaboshi early game would have been really good, by the way, to pop the to pop the limb. And I'm like, okay, the game is just lost at this point, right? Yeah, there's just nothing I can do. Because there's no way I can out like the NL from the field. Like I can bait the Doflamingo maybe, but the NL no, and then I can't. I don't have double blocker, so yeah. I honestly feel like if I played this game better, then I probably would have won. But it is what it is. We live and we learn, right? Yeah, swing 0. Like, it doesn't matter. Now he gets to swing 0 to do the white beard for free, but even without the white beard, I would have just died. So if he just went like 10-11 with the yeah. Okay. Not the best showcase, but I do have one game where the showcase for Shirahoshi is actually going to be kind of good, so let's go to that one. Alright, so this matchup is actually kind of good. Like, even though it teaches like a removal deck in a sense, it's not that efficient at removing, and you are able to put up a lot of threats being the Shirahoshi player. So you can usually out-tempo them, and then you do, of course, play the Hody, which is pretty good against his deck. And it's just not the worst. And like coming next set when we get to OP12 Shirahoshi, it will be even better. It might even be like semi-actually playable, which I'm really looking forward to, because I do think this is probably one of the most fun decks to play in the game that I've played right now, which I know is like pretty hot take, but it's really, really fun. It's really fun. It's actually like super interesting what you can do with like the live flipping up and flipping face down to set up like certain turns. Tira actually didn't play out this Shirahoshi just because I wanted to play around the Dakyu, which he did have, so that was pretty nice. And now I can pick up the Megalo potentially if I want to and play it out. So I did actually get like some searcher value out of the Shirahoshi. The only thing is like, actually if I do play out the Megalo here, then if he pops the Wonko Shirahoshi with the Dakyu, I can actually run it over with the Megalo, which is not the worst. Or in this case, because I have the Lord of the Coast trigger live, I could even pop it with that, which is pretty funny. And I do think it is like pretty good value to get rid of the Dakyu, because again, you really don't want to lose out the bodies that you are able to play with this deck. And we do have a pretty good turn next turn as well, because we have the Longjawed Neptunian here. So he does opt to pop the... So I was thinking there, and he opts to swing. I do not use a trigger effect because I... So, and he plays the Kagibo in the hope that he will be able to do Dakyu again next turn. But little does he know we have the... And he actually opts to leader effect here to play around the Lord of the Coast, I think. But I do think doing this actually gives me like insane value. Because he's not getting any life in the early game anyway. So now I get to play out this guy, use the effect, pop the Dakyu, and then I also just play out the Lord of the Coast just to have like a body on board. Because the leader can't attack, right? So there's like, you have to put pressure on your opponent like somehow. And I don't think playing the Lord of the Coast is that bad. He goes 5 into my leader, which I think I should probably take. Because I want to have like as many cards in hand as possible for when he starts like attacking my board. Because your board just needs to stick with this deck. And like in that way I think it is really good how much advantage you can amass with the cards. He actually black holes me again, which I feel like I'm probably fine with. Like, sure, I don't get to go like +1 each turn. But I don't even feel like I do. Oh. The sound is on. That's funny. So I go leader ability, and I just play out like the bird, just because it's big. Same with Neptune, I don't get the on-play effect, but I don't care. I just want to play out my 7k beaters. So now I have 3 7k beaters on the board, which is pretty strong, especially against like Teach having such a small hand. And then potentially next turn I can go like Holy Jones. Holy Jones into leader ability, which is good. So he swings into Lord of the Coast here. I feel like I expect him to play the Kuzan, so then he will be able to swing 6. So if I want to stick the Lord of the Coast to the field, I can block this one. Then he swings 5 actually, which is even cheaper to counter out. Like, I'll discard the Lord of the Coast because, like, if I ever get to use my on plays, I probably prefer to use the Spotted Neptunian / Madara to like get some extra cards, because at this point I'm also running low on cards. He plays out the Kuzan, plays out another Van Auger, which sure. Then plays a Kagibo, and now I just get to swing like at face pretty big. I use a black hole again. Oh, alright, it's actually pretty good. Now I can just go 7, 7, 8, which is pretty huge. I probably actually feel like I should attack with Neptune here first to play around Finger Pistol a little bit better, because I much prefer him to hit my Lord of the Coast with the Finger Pistol opposed to my Neptune. And I actually think I get to put him down to 0 life here, which is pretty good position, because okay, he does get to play the 10 drop here, but if he does, that's fine by me. I can just keep like basically my entire field. The entire portion of the field I care about anyway. If he goes 10 drop, which is like, if he does 10 drop here, I win, so that's fine. I'm really not sure what like the line for Teach here is to win, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure if he had the option, of course, but if he did have the option to counter out, going down to 0 here is like not good, I think. He actually goes for like a second stage, so he's really like desperately searching for something here. And then it's just like, yep, it's defeat, right? Because, like I said, there is just nothing he can do there. So yeah, that's it. That's Shirahoshi. I will do a follow-up to this video with like the promo and the OP12 support. In the next few weeks, for sure. Next video dropping is probably gonna be like an analysis of the European finals. Really looking forward to that. Sadly, I can't go, but like if you're watching this and you're like one of my friends, good luck. I really hope like my friends qualify for Worlds, of course. Yeah, leave a like, of course, subscribe if you do want to see more of this content, and if you do, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.